Willie D Live.
Right? This is why they doing streaming now, right? Streaming, what they doing is one for you, one for
It's
me.
criminal.
Two for you, one, two for me. Three for you, one, two, three for me. That's what streaming is, right? Because how could we go from selling a single for 99 cents, right? Or an album for $10.99 and sell 1 million of them and not get the same money. It's easier now with it being digital to reach the masses. Now we can sell to dudes in Germany without having to go to Germany, without having to package and distribute it. It's the same music. It's the same thing. It's just in a different format. Like I told you, I went from VHS to DVD to now MP3 or MPEG-4s to streaming, right? It's the same goddamn VHS. You're watching the same hour program, but now it's just in the format that I could ship it all over the world. The price didn't change. You get what I'm saying? The content didn't change. It's that these motherfuckers just got smart and told us, oh, it's streaming. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they robbing us.
Yeah, and it's also easier to conceal what the true numbers are when it's there.
Exactly, because you can't. It's like the lotto.
You got to actually go by whatever information that they give you, unless you're willing to pay for an auditor to go in there and hit those books.
Right.
Examine those books. That's the only way. And how many times, in an artist's career would they audit a record label? Like most artists will go through their career and never audit their label.
Right.
Not even one time.
Right.
And that's insane, because that should always be oversight. That should always be oversight. That should always be trust, but verified.
Right. Like right now, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, sold 10 million, which probably means it's 50 million.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But we cannot count it because they're physical. It's not physical copies. I suggest that artists like Nas and all these other dudes go back to physical copies, even if you shipping out a disc drive, right? Or you go, some of us still got CD players in their car. I got a new car and it still got a CD player. Press up 50,000 CDs and sell them. And you know what I'm saying? Your fans are your fans. They're going to buy it however you give it to them. You know what I'm saying? But don't do it to deal with the Universals and all these other people. Now you have the capability of just shipping a goddamn disc drive. You can sell 1 million disc drives.
But those fans, they're not there anymore. If I'm talking about the majority of your fans, as far as like being consumers, they're not there anymore.
I disagree.
Here's what I'm saying. Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, like watching the numbers and just watching how this is how the average person that's in their 40s and 50s get down.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that shit is trash, man. Let you check out some real shit. This is some real goddamn music right here. All right. That shit jamming. The youngster be like, oh, yeah.
Right.
Bam. That's Ghetto Boy. Oh, yeah. And Ghetto Boys go put out a brand new record. Oh, we can count on new blood and some old blood. But the majority of those fans, no matter what we do, they're stuck on what they grew up on. It's that nostalgia is what they bought into. And quite frankly, as we get older, mm-hmm. we're not going to make assassins. We're not going to make an Assassins in 2026. We're not going to make a Mind of a Lunatic in 2026. Even if we did, it would be tempered, compared to what we would have done. I'm not going to make a 2026 Ballhead Hose. That's
that's what you don't want to do.
But that's what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is that there are fans out there who they're stuck with that, and that's the Willie D they want. Any of this new Willie D, this evolved Willie D, they're like, man, I appreciate Willie D, man, growing, and I appreciate his growth, but shit, man, I like this over here. So what I'm saying is that we'll have some fans, obviously, that's going to follow us to the end, to the casket.
Right.
But the majority, because they have other responsibilities, they got grandkids, they got kids, they got jobs, they tired. They not going to buy those records. They're not going to take the time out to buy those records and listen to those new records. And they are not going to go to the concerts either. They might go to, motherfuckers our age talk a lot of shit, but we don't go to concerts but once or twice a year. And when we go, we leave early. If your ass don't hit that stage before 10 o'clock, they gone. They gonna miss you as much as they love you.
Right.
They are going to miss you. Because I go to the concerts myself and I be listening, I be watching, and man, I start seeing, man, 10 o'clock hit. Yeah, man, we're gonna get up our shit. Yeah, man. They gone.
Right.
You know?
Well, like, I just went to the Wu-Tang concert, right?
Okay.
Packed all the way up to the top, right?
Yeah.
From an album that they dropped in early 90s, right? And then you got, see, I disagree with that because I feel like you can still tour with your old music and you bring in the new music.
Yeah, we got that. We got the touring thing.
Right.
We got that.
That's where you would make your money, right?
Yeah, right.
Now, what's genius about Nas, right? Nas, with his Master Appeal Records, he signed Ghostface. He signed Raekwon. He signed Slick Rick. He signed, I think, Rakim, right? And why? Because these other labels
they don't see the
with
value.
the white, these white executives, they know that what's due to you. Nas ain't in here to rob you because he's of you, right? I guarantee you, if you went to him and be like, yo, I want to do a new Willie D album, that's a negotiation for him. If you was like, yo, we going to do a new Ghetto Boys album, he's going to do it because he know there's people out here that want that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree that there are people out there that want that. I'm just saying that we're not going to get 1 million of those fans like we did, in our prime. We're not going to get 2 million, 3 million.
Right.
That ain't happening. They're not buying records like that. They're not streaming records like that.
Right.
Our people, I'm talking about our age. New blood, yeah,
Right.
if we can crack that new blood, that's fine. And we do get new blood all the time. But it's going to take new blood. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but for me, I don't want it. I'm not listening to the new blood, right? Because most of them, right now, if you look at it, everybody that is winning is over 30. When we was young in hip hop, dudes was in their teens going into their 20s. Pop died at 24, 25. Big died at 25, right? They was just babies when we look at it now, right? Jay-Z, his first album, Reasonable Doubt, he was 26 years old. Get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So people got the perception that it's a young man's game, but I believe Kendrick is way over 30. Drake is over 30, right? Young Thug is over 30, right? The Clips, they probably in their 40s.
Yeah, the hip-hop is all growing up. I mean,
so hip-hop now is people want to mature, right? And if you don't stay in the game, you would never know. You know what I'm saying? I would have never thought Nas' King's Disease album would that I would be so in love with it like I was. And you know why I loved it? Because it was a grown Nas talking about stuff that he didn't get to talk about in his past in that album. So all he really is doing is reflecting on the old days, but kicking it in today, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing you could do. You could go back and visit or a bunch of stuff when you was young and talk about it, but I'm fucking with it, right? Because you talking to a mature person giving game to your young self.
Yeah, I absolutely understand the method. I understand what to do. Like I'm really truly a writer, so I understand and I study this whole thing for real. Mm-hmm. So I understand what to do, how to go in and because I do have a strong audience of people who listen to what I have to say right now. Because all I did was, took the information that I had coming up and doing the music and just put it in a talk show format. That's all I really did. The conversation we're having right now is a conversation I would have had on Wax, years ago. If you go back and really listen, there was always social political information in those records. Right. So I absolutely get what you're saying. I'm just saying that it costs to make those records more, and the ROA is the ROI is not as it's not as profitable as it used to be.
But it's not as costly as it was back then too. You don't have the Sony studios. You're not recording on the rail no more.
I got it.
So the budget is going to be much lower, you know what I'm saying, to put out a project. And the mixing is going to be much lower, right? So the profit margin, you might not sell 1 million records, right? But you can sell 50,000 and make a good profit, and then go on the road and go and do your nostalgic hits along with some of your new stuff and make money off of your shows.
I absolutely get it, but here's what I guess what I'm really trying to impress upon you also is the other side of that. There's a dichotomy where where you're also looking at the fact that a lot of times the record will not be heard. Like back in the Gap, we had radio, and if you make records, you spend your time making these records, producing these records. Mm-hmm. You want, as an artist, you want your shit to be heard. You don't want to just do it for yourself. Mm-hmm. You want your music to be heard. And so because the radio do have an attitude of this being a young man's game, mm-hmm. that they're not playing, I don't care how dope it is, the 40-something, the 50-something, or the 60-something-year-old's record on the radio. Yeah, there's gonna always be a juggernaut here and there where right. Somebody gonna squeak through the cracks. Right. But when you make these music and you make these songs and you put your heart into these songs, man, you want the world to hear these songs. And obviously we got online. I know you cover where you're going. We got online and there's avenues right there. But again, you're talking about spending bread. You still got, even online, you still got to spend bread to rise above the fray. It still requires, even though it's not as much as it used to be, it still requires a considerable investment.
I challenge you to do a new single, right? Put out a new single, one song, right? And every show, tag that single in the beginning or end of your show and put the link to it in your description box in every video. And I guarantee you'll sell 50,000 units.
See, that's the problem. I want to sell 50 million.
You may. I'm going low and say 50,000, right? Because now your reach is much more broader, right? YouTube, your shows ain't just watch. Look at your metrics, your demographics. Yeah. Mine's is New York, Atlanta, and then it's Canada, then it's the Great Britain, then it's Germany, then it's Africa, then it's the Netherlands, then it's Ireland. Like, these are like my top markets right there. I've been to most of these places, right? I've been to all of them except for Ireland, maybe, right? But the point is that your reach is much more bigger now, right? So you don't have to fucking worry about radio no more, right? And you still got LL Cool J's Rock the Bells who cater to your audience. The LL Rock the Bells will play your new music. And that's satellite radio, and that streams worldwide. You know what I'm saying? The game is different, but you just got to know how to monopolize off it. And I guarantee you put out a new single that's hard. And I guarantee you, if you tag it and promote it on your show, you put the description and the link to that single, I guarantee you will sell 50,000 in less than 3 months.